Hey guys, Steve Welch here, doing another product review for you guys. So I'm really curious to see how this works. This is the Fitcamx. The guys over there sent it to me. It is something that's a really cool idea, and it's a dash cam that blends into your vehicle. So they sent me this one. This is for the previous generation Highlander. So we're gonna see how it hooks up. We're gonna see a couple things like that, but it's a really cool idea. If you kind of look here, it says it's got Wi-Fi, it's got loop recording, a G sensor. It says perfect fit and high dynamic range, right? If you look on the back here, which I'll try to make it where you guys can see it a little bit better. If you look on the back here, you can see some of the ins and outs, and we'll kind of, you know, give you just a little bit of a look on the back there, right? So just a really cool looking product. We're going to open it up here, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking at. Okay, so in the box, right, you've got your cover with the dash cam on it here, and it's got a wire harness in here, and I've already looked at it, but you know, that's the perks of it, right? So it's just one little plug in here, and it looks just like the cover that is over the vehicle already. So you got to pull the old cover off, pull the new cover down. If you look on the bottom there, the very center one is your capture, and the one on the side there is your power on, power off for your dash cam. So you can turn it on, turn it off. Like I said, you get a bag of things with it. You get a bag of things with it here. Little tool here, it looks like, and little covers. You've even got a little USB connector here, so we'll see exactly how all this hooks up, right? All right, so what it shows to do is to actually push these down. So we're going to try that here real quick. Okay, so that was actually easier than I thought. Just a quick little push on here, and then I had to pop this off of the back. All right, next step right here actually shows to pull these little clips off here. Now, I'm going to mention too, I haven't had to use any tools to this point, so we're going to find out if I need to here or not. See if I can get a nice little pull on here. But it doesn't look like you need to. It looks like it's just a little hard to do one-handed. Okay, you definitely need two hands. So pull the bottom down and pull the top off at the same time, and then you'll get this to where it can pop off very easily, and then you have this clip. So the new clips, they just slid right onto the new piece, and in case you're wondering, that's the new piece, that's the old piece. So we'll kind of turn this around here. It's obviously very similar here, right? So this is the wire harness. It has us taking out one side and the other, so you can kind of see how this piece looks. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop up here, and you can see this right here. There's a little and kind of turn your mirror out of the way. It's not a big deal. So push this right here, and then you'll be able to pull this out. All right, so this connector right out right here, and then you're going to take this connector and plug it in here, and the other connector and plug it in to the gray side in the back. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this connector, and you will see up here that there is this connector that is right here. You're going to plug that connector into that connector right there. All right, so once we have this, we need to start tucking some things here. So we're going to go ahead and start getting some things tucked up here. This, they suggest tucking it up underneath. All right, so this part's a little bit been a little bit harder for me. I'm trying to figure out how to put these up here in order to have them to where the cover will snap back on right, because I don't want that cover falling while we're driving. Okay, got it routed to where this goes up there. It just slips back up, so you have to put it down on the bottom to catch two little prongs, and then slip it back up. Make sure that it's flush up top. All right, got the back cover popped back on. It just slides in, pops up. So I got that ready. I pulled the little cover off of the front of the camera, which would probably not make it be so visible. That little protective cover. Waited until the end to do that. So we're gonna fire it up and see what happens. So there it is. So I'm driving now. So just I wanted to make sure that it didn't affect the lane departure, which is that camera that's up there, which also has a hand in the pre-collision system. So I wanted to make sure that that wasn't going to be an issue, and if I cross over a little bit, it does what it's supposed to. So there's not an issue in there. So anytime you're working with something like that, I would suggest being very careful on what you bump and what you hit, and you know, there could be an occasion maybe to have to recalibrate it. I don't know. Normally you have to recalibrate it when you change the windshield. So I would just caution on that part of it. But overall, the install went pretty easy. So what's the next part? Well, the next part is now I'm driving and you can actually connect it to your phone. So I'm just going to kind of turn around here, and I'm just driving on a back road here, and you know, it's got a pretty good picture just on my phone here. I will mention that to connect it to my phone, it went through Wi-Fi, which is going to be a stronger connection to it. But there is not any type of a monitor that you have with the camera now. So if you're trying to get into the video, why would you want to get into the video? So there's some people that might want it up while they're driving. Well, you're seeing the same thing that you're looking at, right? So maybe you want that up while you're driving. I can understand that, right? But usually you're only going to bring that part up if you need to access it because of an issue, right? You saw an issue, you wanted to get the information off the vehicle or off the camera, of course. You need to help somebody, which I had a specific incident to where I knew of a customer of mine, and she got hit by a semi, and she got hit hard, and that particular semi driver came out screaming at her that it was her fault. Well, lucky for her, the person behind her had a dash cam and came up to her and said, "Hey, what's your email? I'll email you the video." And he pulled it right off of his dash cam onto his phone and emailed it to her. So by the time the cops got to the scene and the other gentleman had said that it was all her fault, she did this, that, the other thing, all she did was show the cop the dash cam, and he got all the tickets. And all kinds of issues that were coming from there. But yeah, he's out there screaming at her, this, that, the other thing. She just locked her doors. I went out there to help her, and next thing you know, cops are looking at the video, and he's saying, well, that guy's a liar. It's hard to argue with the dash cam, guys, but also remember something that my father told me is it can save you or it can tell on you. If you are a bad driver, don't get this. I'm going to tell you right now, it will tell on you if you have an issue. Don't get a dash cam if it's going to cost you, right? Just saying, right? You know, I'm public service for you guys, right? But for most of us, it's going to help us out, and it's you know, it's no longer your word against theirs. It is something that's pretty cool. But you can see up here, it blends right in. You have your two buttons up here that turns your power on and off right there, and then this is your save button, right? So when you hit that button's gonna save. So you go to the very center, and it'll save whatever the it is on the camera. And I'm going to show you guys a video from this while I'm doing this drive here. Been impressed so far, right? It was a little daunting trying to get all those connections to fit right in there, but the last one that I showed you was the correct way. So appreciate the guys sending it to me. And how it blends in, it's really nice that you can have it and it don't look like you have it. So especially if somebody's going to try to lie to the police about something that happened, right? So all right, so what do I think? I've you know, I've done the install, did the install myself. Now I am mechanically inclined, I will mention that. I had a couple of concerns, like I mentioned when I was doing the install, about wanting to make sure that I avoided the lane departure system. I didn't want to hurt that at all. It was very easy plug and play wise. I didn't have to splice any wires. 100% zero tools. I did not need any kind of a tool other than my fingernails to take those little clips off, and obviously my hands, right? So didn't need any of that in order to make that work. it seems to work fine. It attaches to my phone very easily, so that's something that's pretty cool too. And yeah, what do you guys think? So I'm going to leave a link in the description for it. I would, you know, it's something that I would recommend, just because like I said, having a dash cam is very good. I just think it's very important. More of us that have dash cams, the better off everybody is. Just, you know, look, if you have an accident and you're at fault for the accident, own up to it, right? I mean, it's just, if it's your fault, it's your fault. But when you got a video, there's just nothing that goes against the video. I mean, it just is, right? So it's nice to have that. Plus, it gives a lot of us entertainment on YouTube, right? So did want to mention that. So leave a link in the description. Definitely check those guys out. It's great for Christmas, of course. I like the fact that it blends in. You know, you don't have something with a suction cup that's sitting on your windshield. I have seen also in the past where some of those things that suction cup to the windshield, to where if you leave them on there long enough and then try to take them off, basically meaning you're trading in your car or something like that, and you try to take that thing off, and you know, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, I don't know what it is, but sometimes the windshields will crack. Like I said, if it's been on there long enough and you're putting a stress point in the very center of the windshield, I have seen times where the windshields crack when you try to take those off with very little effort. So just something else to consider, right? But they have applications for all kinds of vehicles apparently. So, but yeah, you guys tell me what you guys think. We'll get that link in the description. You guys have a great day. Bye.